Hello, Leanne here from Crafter's Companion. I am beyond excited. I've got some of my very favourite things to show you. You all know, or at least you should know, how much I absolutely adore my colouring mediums. Spectrum Noir is my baby. It's the thing I'm the most proud of. And I've got new colours to show you in our Aqua markers. Absolutely excited. So first of all, tell you why I'm sitting here with this explanation of these Aqua markers. We've got a wonderful one-day special launching on Saturday night with a very fabulous Fiona who's going to show you how brilliant these Aqua markers are. They are the same as the Aqua markers that we already have out there, but brand new colours. Brand new, nowhere else to be found in the range, never been seen before, never been available before, only available now. Am I making my point? Really, really excited. So we've got 4 packs and we've got the Brights, the Landscape, the Botanicals and Earth. I don't know why I can't memorise that, but there we go. Now it's great looking at the pen packs, but you know what, they're not as sexy as the colours. So here we go. I've done some little charts to show you how amazing these colours are. They are so bright and so vibrant, and you get that beautiful translucency that you get with watercolour, and they move beautifully on our watercolour card, as you can see here with these colour swatches. So this is the Brights collection, and as I've said before, brand new, never seen before colours. Then we've got this next collection, which is our Landscape. 2 of my favourite colours in the entire Aqua marker collection are right here in this set. I adore them, these 2. Then we've got the fabulous Botanical set with the most amazing pinks, just truly beautiful. And then this wonderful fern colour, which is fab as well. They're all fab, but I'm just pointing out the ones I like the most. So they're the Botanicals. And then we've got a very, very useful Earth collection, because as with all colouring, we need depth and we need shade to give dimension to our work and to be able to mix new colours, which is what you can do with Aqua markers. So we've got those wonderful colours in there which extend the real workhorses that you've got in the rest of the collection. So with the 48 that we had, we've now got another 24. Excuse my maths, that makes 68, 72, I hope I'm right, Aqua markers in the collection. I'm thrilled that we've got these new colours for you, but I want to show you some of the really exciting stuff you can do. We haven't just got Aqua markers though. So exciting. We've also got some amazing stamps, and these are exactly what you need if you are a watercolorer. If you like the techniques that are out there, the looks that are out there now, of the beautiful hand sculpted flowers for watercolour ranges, unless you're like me and I can't draw for toffee. I'm absolutely no good at all with a pencil, and so I need my rubber stamps to help me. So if somebody said to me, just draw a swag and colour it in, Leanne, that's not going to happen. So I really need some beautiful stamps to help, and this is what they do, and they are beautiful and so usable. Wait till you see. So we've got this collection here, which is Beautiful Day. As you can see there, Beautiful Day. That circle is absolutely gorgeous when it's watercoloured, and I'm going to show you why you need it later on in the demo. But you've got the beautiful circle and some little bits of foliage there, and then 2 lovely sentiments. So that's the first set. This set is going to be the set you use the most, I think. And these are the, just check, dainty florals, because they're dainty and they're floral, and they're really, really useful. I'm going to be showing you how to use them. Oh, we've got this brilliant set here, which is our Borders and Motifs, imaginatively. I really like this because you've got some really lovely long bits that you can frame around a card or a gift tag, or you can put under a little sentiment. There's just a little statement under there, a little line. So really, really usable. And then some of the words that we've got in the other collection will fit into your banner, so I'll explain that to you in a sec, your little swirly banner there. Then we've got a different wreath with some other sentiments, so a different type of foliage, same use that you'll see. And then we've got some exceptional hand-lettered sentiments. Now again, if you're really skilled and you can do this brand new trend of fabulous hand lettering yourself, I'm just so envious of you, because I just can't do it. I've tried. I'm going to keep practicing. One of these days I'll do beautiful hand-lettered words, but until then I've got stamps to help, and I adore these because they're incredibly stylish and very, very useful. And then we've got these, which are just a little bit more funky and has one of my very, very favourite sentiments of all time, because it's the song I sang to my son when he was little, still do now to embarrass him even though he's 23. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. Love that sentiment. So you've got all 6 of those stamps and they're so usable. You have to see what our Fiona does with them on the one day special. They're truly amazing. So that's what you've got. What can we do with them? Now, these are aqua markers. So aqua markers will allow you to do everything you would be able to imagine you can do with all of the demos that you've seen us do with the other colours. And these are some cards that we've done with the existing aqua markers that we've got. These aren't with the new colours. These are the ones that you've been using and loving for quite a considerable amount of time now. But this is the sort of watercolour effect you would expect to be able to achieve using an aqua marker. And that's all of your background techniques, colouring your beautiful florals such as this, and then your cute characters, and going for something really bold and vibrant or something really quite pastel and cute. With watercolour, the options are absolutely endless. So that's what you've been able to do up to now. You can still do that with these new markers, just fabulous new colours, but then to show you what you're able to do in terms of techniques, especially with these new stamps that we've got. Beautiful textural backgrounds in the most up-to-date, subtle, beautiful colours, as you can see there, with those fabulous little floral motifs. The sentiment done in some sparkly embossing powder looks exceptional. And then creating our full backgrounds as well, with that in white emboss with the wreath, stamping with your markers, creating a full coloured background, using the sentiment to tie in with it. And then here on this little one, you can see this is just a bit of scrap that was left over, being cut off for another card. Using that on a plain background, the colours are exceptional in this set. They're so bright and so vibrant, but then stamping the sentiment on top looks amazing. And here you can see we've done the background with lots of little circles with those lovely colours. We've got some of the foliage on the side, but then you can see we've just got the wreath, one of the wreaths coming off there with a little bit of detail colouring, and that lovely sentiment being stamped in the middle fits perfectly. So all of the sentiments fit into the middle of wreaths for you as well. So there's lots of options, and what I want to do is just show you a couple of things that I haven't shown you here. So I probably won't get to make a full card, but what I will hopefully do is inspire you as to how fabulous the pens are and how usable the stamps are going to be. So I need to open myself up a couple of packets. This is exciting. Box fresh, first time used. I love getting a new set of pens and take them out the pack. Then I sit and stroke them for 5 minutes, and then I look at all the colours for another 5 minutes, stroke them for another 5 minutes, and then I do myself a colour swatch, which are these. This is really important actually when you get your pens home. I would absolutely make yourself a colour swatch, because when you're wondering about which colour to use, you can quickly and easily identify the one you want because you've already coloured it down. So I'm just going to pop these here so I can choose my colours as and when I need them. Right, so first things first, I've just got a piece of watercolour card, and I'll try and do this back to front so you can see it, and a saucer. Now, you might wonder why have I got a saucer, but I've got a saucer for a reason. So I'm going to draw a very fine pencil line to give me somewhere to aim for when I'm doing a floral bow, a floral bow. So I'm just going to do a very pale pencil line here, just using the top of the saucer, like that. And that's all I need the saucer for, because I can't freehand that. As I've told you before, I can't draw, and if I tried to, it would be all over the place. Wouldn't look anything like a curve. So I've done that already. And then what I've done is cut out all of my little floral stamps ready. Now, have all of you seen how to deal with the grey rubber stamp that comes in a packet? Because if you haven't, I thought I might just take a little second to show you. So I'm opening one up brand new, and then I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm literally just going to cut out the stamps. It's as easy as that. And you want to get quite close. You want a good big pair of scissors, and cut in the jaw of the scissors, not with the tips. If you cut with the tips, you don't get as much control. So really use the back of the jaw of the scissor as you go around and cut it out. Just go around and round. We're going to use this one in a demo later, so it's a good idea to get it cut out now. And it can be very quick and easy, and it doesn't have to be precise, because we're going to use our rocker block, and rocker blocks make our stamping precise even if we're not able to ourselves. So you can see I've just gone round there with my scissors really quickly and cut that out. Then what I would do is get a piece of scrap paper or scrap plastic, or if you've got a box, as I've explained many times at home, for your spray glues, use that. Stick and spray is our repositionable adhesive. Fantastic for lots of repositionable projects, but the thing I use it for 99.99% of the time is to stick my grey rubber stamps onto my rocker block. So good spray of this on the back, and you only need a good spray the first time. After that, you're just refreshing with a quick burst every now and again. So a good spray. Leave it for 15 seconds or so for the propellant to evaporate. And then you can take it, pop it on your rocker block. It won't come off. It's on there till you want to peel it off, and you're ready to stamp with your stamp. So that's how you would cut out one of your grey rubber stamps directly from the packet. I thought it might be a nice idea to show you that. So I'm just going to pop that over there, I need it later. I hope I don't pop my elbow in it, because I have been known to do that before. So here we are back with our bit of watercolour card with our little bow on, and I'm going to stamp some flowers onto here, and I'm going to do it one of two different ways. So actually I'm just going to draw myself another little bow very quickly, because then I'll be able to explain to you the difference between the two. There we go. So the first way I'm going to do it is by using a StazOn ink pad. And that's because I want a black outline to the flowers, and I want them to be very precise, and I'm going to colour them in. So first of all, I'm going to just take the lid off StazOn, and then I'm going to have a look at my little flowers and see which ones I want to use. So this one I can see has got a flower in the centre and then some little bits of foliage down the outside. So that would be a good one, I think, for the top centre of my bow. Is it a bow or a bow? I'm going to say bow for now, but if I'm wrong, you'll forgive me, won't you? If it's a bow, I'm sure. You let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I'm going to have to turn this round to me. I'll keep turning it round to show you, because if I don't, it's going to end up back to front and upside down. And those of you who know me know how I love to make back to front and upside down projects. Okay, so I've stamped that up with StazOn, and then I just line it up loosely in the centre of that bow, and I'm going to stamp that in place. So there we go, I've got that in place. Then I'm going to look for another one of my flowers that might follow on from there, and I can see this one has got a nice little curve to the side, so I'm going to pop that on there, and I'm going to layer it up. Now you could do some masking if you want to, but you don't have to, because actually when they join up around here, you'll see in a second, there are little bits that you can put in, or if you overlap, it doesn't really matter, because if it was a real floral bow, then they would absolutely be overlapping. So I've got another one here of this one. I think we'll try this one. No, we're going to do this one. There we go. I'm going to do it the other way. There we are. I'm a little bit of a symmetrical girl. That's going around there. And then I want some little, I was going to call that a dangly bit. I don't know what it is. It's a little bit of foliage, a little bit of a leaf coming down the side here. So we're going to pop that there. And I think I've got that upside down. There we go. And here. There we go. So you see how I'm managing to bring that round, and that's looking pretty. And then I've got a couple of little leaves, so I can pop a couple of those in. And we can just choose where we want to put them. I want that there. So you see I just turn my rocker block round, and then I can decide where I want to pop it. And I'm going to do the same over here. Lovely. And then, oh, I think I've had enough of that. Actually, I'm going to try something else. Oh, this. Nice little flower. Now look at how all of these little pieces of flowers allow you to build up your own custom arrangement that you're able to colour in, and how quick and easy it is. And when it's coloured, it's going to look beautiful. But there's really very little effort in this at all. It's just coming together very, very easily. So I've got another little one of them flowers. So a quick ink up. And in here. Ink up and here. That'll do nicely. Do I need any more? Actually, I think I'd like that foliage to come down a little bit further. So I'm going to get my little guy again. Pop him on here. And join it up. I'll do the same on the other side. There we go. So what I've been able to do there really quite quickly and easily is make myself a custom archway of flowers using all those tiny little ones that come in that set really quickly, and it looks beautiful. Now what I would do is take one of the big sentiments, probably It's a Beautiful Day and stamp that in the middle, and I've got a complete card front. But what we are going to do is watercolour it. And what I'm going to do is run to the kitchen and get some water and be back with you in a second. So, here I am, back with my water. Who would start recording a video for aqua markers and not have their water? Leanne. Anyway, so here I am with my water, and we can pick up where we left off, but I did take the time to to stamp my beautiful sentiment on the front of here as well. So you can see I've got my It's a Beautiful Day. So now we're gonna colour them in. So I'm going to take my aqua markers and I'm going to pick a really nice bright pink colour to start, and a nice green, and I think we'll go with a nice red as well. Why not? So we're going to start with the hot pink. Now, aqua markers have, if you're new to them, they have the brush nib and they have a very fine detail nib. So you can do beautiful detail work and you can do some really broad brush strokes and get a lot of colour down. Feels very much like a real paintbrush, so it feels, you know, very artistic when you're doing that, but very useful for covering large areas quickly, and I can show you that. But I'm going to use just the brush nib because I just want to put a little bit of colour down. Now, less is very definitely more when you start to use the aqua marker because they're very juicy, very vibrant, and there's a lot of dye in here. So if we were going to do this centre flower pink, all I would do is touch a little bit of that colour around the outsides, and that's all. Okay, so not too much at all. And then with my brush, your brush wants to be damp, not wet, so you would use a piece of kitchen roll as well. I'll bring that in, it's really important. So you're going to put your brush in your water. Hopefully you can see that. Let's bring it here so you can see. Put your brush in your water, and then you're going to touch it to the paper. Not dry it, just touch it, which takes off the excess water. And then what we're going to do is drag the colour out. And we work from the dark areas into the light areas in the centre to get that beautiful watercolour effect. There we go. So you see how I'm able to do that. And then the little white areas that were left, I'm able just to move that around. And we get that lovely dark to light, subtle watercolour effect with the pink. Let's do a red flower now. Okay, right side, and we'll do this one red. So again, I'm going to just pop a little bit of colour down, and then we're going to drag it out. So a little bit of colour down, and then with a damp brush, not a wet brush, we're going to bring that colour into the centre. Now notice I don't go right from this area where all of the dark ink is and pull it right down, because if I do, I lose my highlight and I lose my difference between dark and light, so light and shade, and then I don't have that 3D dimension and I don't have that natural watercolour look. So it's really important that if you do go into the dark area like this, take your brush, clean it off on your kitchen roll, and then you can go back and just start colouring them in like that. So I think we'll have some foliage done now, and then I'll shut up and I'll colour it in quickly, and by the magic of camera it'll get fast forwarded and you'll see it all come together. Now, what I'm going to do next is I've just been putting lots of colour on the flowers, and I won't do the whole thing because I think you can see how lovely it's coming together, and I just wanted to show you how they work. But what I do want to do is show how brilliant this fine nib is, because what I want to do is colour some of this foliage, and what you can see here is the foliage has come across the flower. By using my detail nib, I can go in and fill in this foliage colour, because it doesn't necessarily need to be watercoloured, it just needs to have some colour on there. And I've been able to go over the top of the pink flower, and that's what I was meaning about don't worry if they overlap, because they overlap in nature. So you can go back and put colour in if that's what you want to do by just using that very fine nib. and I'm just going to do a few more here and then show you another quick way of using them, because I'm sure you get the idea. So it's put colour on, drag it out with a damp brush, equals fabulous result, and you can't get easier than that, can you? You really can't. Okay, so a bit of colour on here. Make sure I'm getting all those little areas. That's looking lovely. So you see, I could start to fill that in, and I would do that all the way around. And if I wanted to put some little colours in the centre here for the yellow, centre of the flower, I can absolutely do that with my fine nib. I can go in and do it here if that's not dark enough and I want to put a little bit of a darker colour in, like a nice dark green. Let's grab the fern. It's a good job these are my pens because I've got all the sets mixed up now, but that doesn't matter because there's only going to be me using them. If I fine nib, I can go and put in that detail again, which looks great, and I think I'll just leave it there for now. I would, but you see, I can't leave things half done. I'll leave it alone. But you will go in and fill all of these little areas in with your fine nib. You could do it with a tiny detailed paintbrush if you want to, but I tend to get splodges rather than what I actually want. There you go. So you would continue, and I think that shows you how those beautiful stamps that we're getting on the one day special, when you start to fill that in fully, will look absolutely glorious by just following the curve of the saucer there. So fast forward now to my other curve, because I'd like to show you another way that you can use your Aqua marker stamps, and that's Aqua marker pens, I beg your pardon, and that's using them actually as an ink pad. So we're going to do exactly what we've just done, but we're going to use the actual pen itself as the ink pad. So we're going to put a big focal point in the middle here, so we'll use this one. So I've just chosen one of my stamps, popping that onto my rocker block, and I'm going to colour directly on here. So I'm going to use the hot pink, which might be one of my favourite colours actually, and then all I do is straight onto the stamp is brush the Aqua marker on there. That's all you need to do. And I'm going to have a little bit of pink on this one, a little bit of pink on this one, and then I can layer up several colours, which is the real pleasure of this. So I can take now the darker purple and have that around the outside here of this flower. So I've got a little bit of an ombre going on. This is going to be a purple iris, which I'll add some yellow to later. There we go. And then I've got my fern for some of my foliage. So these leaves here can be darker. And this is what I love about this. So I'm actually colouring the image on the rubber stamp with all of the different colours from the Aqua marker set. And then I'm going to stamp that onto my work. And then you'll see what happens after that, which is rather fabulous. I love to do this. This is another one of my favourite things to do. I've got lots of favourite things to do, as you probably realise. Okay, so I've done that. And then what you're going to do is huff or ha, which is moisten the ink with the moisture in your breath. So you literally just and then stamp. So find the centre of my bow again, stamp that in place, and you can see I've got that beautiful colour there, which looks just lovely as it is, doesn't it? And the pencil line will get rubbed out later. So that's lovely. What I want to do is just very quickly give it a little force, because if you put water on that immediately, it's a watercolour, it wants to move with water, so it will start to run away and you'll lose a little bit of definition. So just by doing a tiny little bit of drying first and then using your water again, what you can do is pull out that colour and start to colour in the image with the ink that you stamped with. So not only have you got the outline that you created, and remember this is with a damp brush, not a wet brush, so brush in the water, take off most of the moisture on your towel, and then just drag that colour in. And it doesn't matter if you lose the definition a little bit, because that's what this is all about. I'm going to show you that again as well in a sec with something else, with another technique. So there we go, and then we just drag them all out. Clean your brush in between colours, not like I'm doing at the minute because I'm doing it for speed, but you don't want to muddy any of them. You want to keep all that there. Now I actually like this version better than the previous version. Oh look, I've got it mucky at the top. I've got mucky at the top, but never mind. I'm going to clean my stamp. Now, just extra bit of watercolour card. What I want to show you with this is quickly. So I did one stamp with that when I coloured it in. I can do several more. I could huff again and I could get several different impressions. Light ones, as you can see there, and that's beautiful. Again. Again. So I can build up my own background papers if I want to, and then if I really want to get more out of it, I can do a little spritz of water on top of it and get a really watercoloured effect, and stamp again, and look at the difference there, where it's really watercolour in appearance. A bit more defined here, much more watercolour there, and that's out of one application of ink onto that stamp. I've managed to do that I've coloured in fully, background stamping, and apply a little very fine mist of water, and I could keep going and build myself a background paper quickly and easily with these stamps. And you know what I'm able to show you in this little video is probably only 5% of what you can do with these markers. There are so many other things you can do. So I'll just clean that off quickly. There we go. So you've seen that, and I'll just add another little one on here. So you can see how we're going to build that up. So take another little flower, get one that's going to dangle down there. Let's get a dangly one. Let's go with this one. Yeah, that'll be lovely. And colour that in. So exactly as I did before, damp brush, and then you would just pull the colour out. Little heat set first, don't forget that. Look how far that colour goes, and that's just by rubbing the aqua marker onto the stamp. I think it's brilliant. It never ever ceases to impress me, I have to say. I love it. Apologies, my bracelet rattling constantly on this table. It probably wasn't the best thing to wear when I'm using a glass mat, but too late to take it off now. There we go. And then we can just do a little bit of yellow in the centre there. Lovely. So you can see how quickly and easily that would build up. I would follow on exactly as I've done here, but stamping with my aqua marker, make that really pretty floral swag, and you'll get something that looks fabulous once you've done. Now the other thing you can do is fabulous background techniques. So just super quickly, what we've done here is stamp and emboss on white watercolour card with that wreath, and I'm hoping you can see that just catching the light there, so you can see the white emboss on there. Then when you've done that, you literally scribble your pens down onto a glass mat or a plastic mat. Look at the mess I've got here. A glass mat or a plastic mat. So I'm going to use hot pink, one of my favourites, and once I've done this, we're finished, I promise. So hot pink, and then we'll go a little bit of purple in there. Let's go a bit of tulip. Different pink. The flame red, not too dirty. Let's just go with this. Oh, wrong side. Right. And then with your watercolour card, now what I like to do is just get it going. So with a big wet brush, just show you that there. Big wet brush, prime your card so it wants to accept water. So that's just a quick swipe over with some clear water. That's all you need to do. There you go. Lovely. And then dunk that in here. Oh, give it a little spray. So a little spray with water just to get your watercolour moving. Doesn't have to be too much. And then dunk your card in and give it a rub. Now don't worry if it all comes around the back here. That's fine, because that's going to get stuck to a card. You're not going to see it. So give it a good old dunk in there. Pick it up. And you can see how you're starting to build those beautiful backgrounds. And so I can pop it back in. Pick up some more colour where I didn't have any. Around the sides, because I don't want to waste any. And I would have several bits prepared, ready for that. That there. That's looking super. Put that to one side. Get rid of this before you get it all over your hands and your clothes like I've just done. And then what I do with this is at that point, get the heat gun on it. Dry it. Because if you leave it, because it's watercolour, those colours will continue to move and continue to mix into each other, and you might end up with one solid colour. That's a mistake I used to make when I first started doing these techniques. So that's the best bit of advice I can give you, is get your heat gun on it as quick as you can once you've done it, and that stops the colour from moving. So you get that beautiful background. Here we go. And then all we've done, lots of little bits falling on the floor. All we've done additionally to create that background is exactly what you see me do here, which is ink that stamp, the same floral wreath with the aqua marker, and stamp over the top, and then give it a spritz of water, and that creates that beautiful background, which then, with the use of a sentiment and a little tag, translates into a beautiful card. So that's only a little bit of what you can do with aqua markers, although it's took a little bit of a long time for me to tell you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed showing you. I think the message is aqua markers are versatile, they're really good value for money, they're exceptional quality, the dye, the colour is just second to none, honestly, and there is a ridiculous amount of techniques you can do with them. You're going to have brilliant fun, whether this is the first time you've used a marker or not, experienced or brand new beginner. You're going to have a great time. Tune in to see our Fiona in her one day special on Saturday night. She's got so much more to show you than I've shown you here. I wanted to tell you how much I love them, show you how I like using them, because Spectrum Art is my baby, as you know, and I've really enjoyed my time. So have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing, and hope to see you soon.